Just waiting for it to pop up on my other screen. It usually takes about 30
Look,
seconds.
I wore my gnome apron for you. My
I love
Dollar
it.
Tree, my Dollar Tree gnome apron.
That is so cute.
I saw that about a month ago, and I hung it up in here, and I thought I gotta save that to wear with Donnell, even though it doesn't show. But that's
Oh
my
my gosh. I
Dollar Tree
definitely love
apron.
it. That is adorable. So, hey guys, we are live. How y'all doing today? So, I have Joanna from Joe's Creative Wanderings with me today, and everybody knows her as a renegade and everything over hassling Mama Debbie all the time.
Oh, me loves me, Mama Debbie. She's my sister.
Oh my gosh, you always crack me up so much in the chat.
But you know what? If I don't, then she wants to take my temperature. So
I know, right?
if I do, she wants to whoop me. If I don't, then she wants to take my temperature. So what can I do?
Hey, Mama Cindy, my mommy is in the chat and everything, guys. She's working, so we gotta keep it down some. But hi,
Mikey.
mommy.
Hi, Joyce. Hi,
So we
Joe.
got Michelle's Crescent Moore and Mike in the house moderating for me today. Then we got Patricia Browning and Auntie Patricia Arbuckle and Katie from Greenland Quilter, Don Stewart. Zooming through here really quickly. Mona DeWood.
And Debbie goes, y'all know I can hear you.
We
Debbie's
know
in the
nothing,
house.
mommy.
Debbie is in the house.
And we got Miss Judy Neighbors in here. Hello, beautiful. I hope
Hey,
you
Judy.
and Mr. Jackie are both doing wonderful this morning. We got
Michelle.
Joyce Hernandez and Vintage Style by Joe. And
Mikey.
Aqua Quilter Lisa and June Hanson. Good morning, peoples. And Miss Candace. And let's see. And just skimming. I'm skimming. Looking for any new names I haven't said yet. Let's see. Mama Debbie. Carrie Quilts. Good morning, love. Miss Branca and Laura Saab. Deb Couture. And I made it down to the bottom.
Oh, boy. You found the bottom.
Awesome sauce. Mama Debbie says, I'm here but getting ready to leave. Going to visit my baby sister. You give her hugs for us, please.
Yes. Family first. Oh, jiggle the camera.
Yes, yes, yes. And as you guys can see, I already got a couple of panels here quilted, ready to go. I wound up being crazy busy and have days this week. So I did not get nearly as much done as I wanted. So today I'm gonna be quilting the rest of these. I got them all sandwiched, ready to go. I'll be getting these all quilted up today on the stream, and then tomorrow I will be using my serger and show you guys how I put this all back together. But
Nah.
I thought the one that was like pretty much naked and had her backside to everything showing and everything, I thought I had them all figured out where they were not going to be in the jacket. Unfortunately, the back panel wound up with two of them, one on each side. I'm like, great.
Is that an Alexander Henry?
It is. How is it that so many people are asking me this every time they see the fabrics, and yet I had no clue who he was or this designer was, as well as the fact that they are no longer making the fabric, and they no longer make this line, and I guess from what I hear now it's a collectible.
Yeah, they're basically his children decided to scrap his 40 some odd years of design and close everything as soon as he died. And the only line they're going to continue is they're going to try and get somebody to do some of the Ghastly's line because it made money. The rest, they're just pitching because as soon as he died, they said, we're done. They're closing his studio, his store, everything. And so they're selling everything off So as of I think January 1st, all the stock
Oh
that
my
they had
gosh.
is gone. But his children decided that as soon as he died in the spring, that they didn't care about the business, didn't want the business, that nobody wanted to take it on, and that the only line they were interested in possibly getting somebody to do more of was the Gasleys.
Oh wow. Yeah, I totally got this fabric from a quilty friend of our that a lot of us know and everything through the squirrels, and she was just selling a bunch of fabrics and everything that she was trying to stash from, and I'm like, I'll take multiple yards of that one there. I'm like, that'd be cute for like a quilt or something for my husband, a couch quilt or something. I'm like, he'd love
Mm-hmm.
it. And I'm like, skulls, roses, and half naked women. What guy wouldn't love this?
He has a. The only reason why I guessed Alexander Henry was because he has a very distinctive style. Um,
Uh-huh.
I have about 3 yards of his merman that I got about 3.5 years ago, and it's quite interesting. I just
Yeah.
got some of this hot air balloon fabric, which is tame.
Aw,
Say good
how's a
morning, Mosey.
baby? Hey, Joydie.
He knows I'm getting ready to take a trip for a couple of days.
Aw, the babies always know.
They always do because he doesn't normally do this.
Hey,
It's usually the
Devas.
brown turd.
Yeah, being super clingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Loki does that anytime I swear to goodness gracious, I could be in here all day long sewing, and he acts like if I have left him, abandoned him, and everything else.
I went out to
Hi, Miss
grab.
Giggles.
Deb forgot to bring a couple bags of the groceries in last night. One of them had my cereal in it, so I walked down the ramp to the car and back. And as soon as I opened the door, they started barking, and I said, "It's 4 a.m. Do not wake Deb up. I just went down the ramp. It's not like I went down the street."
Oh my goodness gracious. So what are you working on today?
Well, I want to do two of these fabric postcards. They're the Nativity.
Ah,
And so I'm cutting out the pieces for the nativity, and I have a handful of key fobs that I have all ready to go. And I can look and see if I have a picture of the nativity done, but it's the same designer that did when I did the snowman.
yes.
And I got two, and they've been sitting there for a couple years. But my brother loves nativities, so
That is awesome.
I thought I would do one for him, and this is the first chance I've had to do it. They're not really too difficult to do. Come on, I know you're here. Dog stars. Come
Yeah,
on.
between the notes that you and Miss Giovanna are both posting over in the Renegades group and everything all the time, I come just to look at you guys' gnomes. Hey, Brenda.
Okay,
I'm like,
so
man, it makes my workday so much better.
that's kind of what it'll look like, but with my fabric.
That is so cute.
And um, yeah, and it's not a they make a lot. They make a lot of patterns, and I thought, well, I've never made a postcard. I'll start out with this and try it, and it actually made it so now I can do any design. Just doing the
Oh, that is
snowman,
awesome.
yeah. Because I figured out how easy it was, and I just have to draw it in the dimensions to do a 4x6 or a 5x7. Mona prefers Bigfoot. Mona.
Mona's got to be difficult.
Yeah, she's got to be different. There is a pretty cool quilt pattern by Hartman that has Bigfoot. It has all these trees, and you hide Bigfoot in the trees.
Hey, Mitzi. hey, Teresa. And anyone else I missed?
Joy T, hey. I think you. Good morning, Deb. How you doing, Giggles? I haven't seen any more snarky comments from Sister Deb.
No, she's busy.
Aha, see. I knews it. I knews it.
Ah. I need that Bigfoot pattern. My husband would love it. Laura Sup says.
Yeah. I can look up the name, but I'm almost certain that it's by Hartman, and it has all these trees, and then it has the Bigfoot, and you can hide it anywhere on the trees on the quilt, or you can put more than one. I've seen some people just put like half his body coming off the edge of the quilt in between the trees, but it's the only Bigfoot pattern that is in my brain that's out there.
Oh, that is amazing, Brenda. Brenda Chauvin says, Danelle, I finished 2 of your bowl cozies last night. Can't wait to make more. How did you like the technique and everything of doing it the way I do it with the binding, the quilt binding and all? Now, Joanna, what all do you want to talk about your channel a little bit and everything? Because that's one of the big reasons why I'm having you on today is to help promote your channel.
You mean my work in progress? Well,
Girl,
I
our channels are always a work in progress. There is never a finish line to our channels.
I had thought about starting a channel for about 2.5 years. And when I met with Debbie and stayed with her, I mentioned, and she goes, "Girl, you need to do it. Just do it, do it, do it, do it." And I had lots of good excuses, but I also had lots of lame excuses for putting it off. And then I think it was the end of September. Another content creator was doing a live, and she was leaving early. And she says, "Hey, why don't you just hop over to your channel and pop up and do a live?" And I said, "Can I do that?" And she kept encouraging me, so I thought, well, I'll try. Well, then I found out I needed 50 members to do a live. So I just put a note on her thing and said, I can't do a live. Sorry, I have to wait till I have 50 members. I only have two. I guess it's not time. Well, the next night she was doing a live and she says, "Well, I have decided to get Joanna 50 members tonight so she can do lives." And it turned into this party, and I ended up with like 59 members in like 14 hours so I could do lives. Well, then
That is
life,
amazing.
yeah, yeah. And then I told her, I said, "Well, now I had to find a name because I don't have a name." I said, "Because I've always just had Joanna Jennings, whatever they gave me, Joanna Jennings with numbers." So then she says, "Okay, well, let's figure out names." So that took a wild turn, and I figured out that there are more channels out there with Joanna in the title, and I didn't want it to be confused or lost. And my nephews call me JoJo, and I thought, well, Joe's a good way to go. And I picked out
Uh-huh.
one I liked and tweaked it, and I came down to like a couple versions, and I called Debbie and I said, "I'm trying to figure out a name." I said, "These are the two I'm thinking about." And she said, uh, "Joe's Creative Wanderings." That's it. She says, "Because you wander all over the place."
So, Mama, I am making a quilted jacket for Tom, and this is the fabric here. And it has half naked girls on it wearing corsets and all. That is like it's a Day of the Dead, I think it is, type of fabric
Mm-hmm.
with the skulls and the red roses and half naked women. And I figured my husband would love it, and you know darn well he would, Mama. Let's see. Hey, Brenda Foley. And anyone else I missed? Hello, Miss Judy Hebert. Mike goes, and half naked women. Laugh out loud.
Mona says I like JoJo better too. Well, maybe I should go. Maybe eventually I'll change it to JoJo's Creative Wanderings. But um, and then the name was born, and then just kind of life exploded a little bit, and
Yeah,
here
I
we
will
are.
try and say that whenever you and Vintage Style by Joe are both in the chat, I always have to make sure I call you Joanna and then call her Joe, so that way there I can keep it differentiated in my head.
Yeah, well, I did. That's the one thing I didn't think about. I love Miss Joe's from Vintage Style. She's a good friend. Mr. Henry the gnome, he sits on my shelf over my cutting table that I won last spring. He needs a girlfriend. I just haven't had time to make him one. I know she has a tutorial out there.
Well,
Um,
yeah, because I mean, it's cold outside. He needs someone to help keep him warm.
Yes, and that's on my list this winter is to get him a girlfriend. Um,
Ooh.
but it was interesting because she did the giveaway and it was Henry the gnome, and then I won. Henry was my dad's middle name, and so that kind of made the gnome even more special because my pops was real special to me.
Aw.
So Henry, and she had no clue. So Henry's up there. Brenda says Jojo it is. Well, I'm allowed to change my name.
Yes,
I
you are.
think
You can
it's
change your name whenever you want. You can only try and
yeah,
change it like, I think it's like a certain amount of days in between each changing, though.
right. And so I guess I can always change it to JoJo's Creative Wanderings, and that would kind of differentiate between because Joe and I end up in the same chats a lot, and
Yes, you guys do.
I know that a couple of times I've gone, me Joe or that Joe.
Let's see.
Every
Every 14 days, you can change it twice. Okay.
Well, I've since I created my YouTube account, I've only changed it once though. And that's how I came up with the name. And what I want to do more tutorials, and that type of thing. It's just time, and
Oh, it is.
we jumped right almost into the holiday season, you know. So,
Yeah, I swear, being a content creator, especially if you're doing like recordings and everything, it takes time, it takes
mhm,
energy, it takes a lot of thought process. There's a lot behind it. And then I don't even really even edit my videos. What I record is what you get.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm like, I don't have the time in the day to do all this special editing and everything else. Like, I might add a few little quirky things to it and everything, all like a little pop up or something of that form for interest and everything. But other than that, I don't do any editing.
Well, yeah. Um, yeah, I could, but I don't plan on doing a bunch of editing. And the thing is it's great. If you want to edit your videos, great. But for
Yes.
me, I would rather a lot of times I would rather see the quirks. I mean, if I'm doing a tutorial and I'm recording it and I stop it and I start from the beginning. But if there's a oops or something like that, sometimes that's the best thing to slip in because a lot of content creators when you watch them you think, wow, they do everything perfect. And it's because they
Yeah, see, that's what made me fall in love with Jenny Doan over at Missouri Star Quilt when I first started quilting, because she showed her boo-boos and she did not care.
mhm
She wanted you to see that she is human and she makes mistakes just as well as everybody else. Hey,
uh,
Teresa Lynch said the mistakes help us on how to figure it out and fix things. That is definitely true.
mhm
Mona DeWood says a lot of time editing, planning, a lot of work for pennies. Love what you do. Yes, in order to be a content creator, you have to love what you do on here, because you are not going to be making the money that you think that these big YouTubers do.
yeah.
Especially at first, it's like, okay, it's like I was talking with Mike the other day, and he's like, if you don't mind me asking, he's like, how much do you even make for everything that you do for us? I'm like, I make enough to barely cover for my Zoom membership that I have, my Zoom subscription. He's like, are you
Mm-hmm.
serious? I love it.
Oh, she's
I
got
was
the
like,
freebie.
yeah, I'm like, whenever it gets to a point where I no longer love what I do, then I'll be hanging it up.
Well, and part of it for me too is I'm one-legged and I'm getting to be an old fart. So I have doctor's appointments that I have to take care of, you know, and
Yes.
um my brother had surgery last week. I thought I'd be home at like noon or 1 o'clock. I got home at 6:30 with him. By the time we got out of there, and I left the house at 7 a.m. So I was pretty like, and I was pretty for 2 or 3 days because it was just a lot. And I don't mind taking care of them. Deb can't. And my chosen sister Deb, Tony is her husband. He's my brother-in-law. My chosen sister Deb, she is 10 years older than I am, and she's got Lewy body dementia. So I take care of her too.
Aw.
And so, you know, um, and I love doing my videos and I love doing tutorials, especially when they help somebody. I was so jazzed when the yo-yo video, I mean, two people said, I don't know how to use this yo-yo maker. And when I sat down and did it, and a bunch of people were like, wow, now I know how to do it. I thought, okay, then I don't suck at doing tutorials. I'll do some more. It's just we moved into the holiday season. Of course, then you love the unexpected things like your water going out for 5 days
Oh
and
my
have
gosh, right?
and
You've had such a rough time this winter, I swear.
and having to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah, Mona says, I'm
So
going to do a video of what I made 1 year of monetization. It costs me money, but it's fun to sew with people. Definitely is.
yeah,
I absolutely love what I do. Like, my husband and son had to be like, okay, we need family time.
mm,
Like, I wanted to sew the other night and I was all fussy. I had such a horrible day and everything and all, and I could not wait to get off work to come in here and sew and just let some stress go. And my husband and son had other plans. They made me go out shopping with them at thrift stores. And when I say made me, I went against my will because of the fact that they wanted family time. But I was like, seriously? I'm like, go away, go away. But they wanted family time and they wanted time with me because I've been in here like late every night.
yeah.
Because with
Well,
everything going on with my mom, this is my way of like decompressing
yeah,
and just like forgetting for a while.
yeah. And the thing is I do a lot of most of my videos right now you see when I'm doing my creatives like my sewing or that kind of thing.
Yes.
But I bake, I fix the car, I fix the light. I do a lot of things. I just haven't gotten set up yet to take you on some of those adventures. And that's why I didn't want to name my channel with sewing or that kind of thing to box myself in. Cause and
Now, see,
Deb
I
and Deb,
personally feel that you should be also showcasing some of your photography too, because that is part of the creative wanderings that you do.
yes, yes,
And
I
you
do.
do phenomenal
Thank you.
photography. So I think you should showcase some of that, especially since your channel is about just being creative, the whole entire creative world.
Right. And that's what's weird about me is I God put a whole mix of creative stuff in there, and I fixed the well. I had to have somebody come in and tell me what it needed, and I couldn't find the part on Monday, but I found the part on Tuesday, and at 7 o'clock when I got home, I was crawling around in the well, and I fixed it, put the part in, because I couldn't afford to have somebody else do it.
Yeah, Mona said that. channels that have over 300,000 subs can probably make a living with endorsements.
Well, I don't think I'll ever get that way, and that will be fine with me because I just do it for fun and I like having the company. And at some point, I want to get set up where I can have people on my channel so we can just kind of chat back and forth. And, and as you know from that one video, I also write.
Mike, can you type into the chat exclamation guest for me? And that'll share Joanna's web channel and everything in here.
Um,
Let's see. Yes, Auntie Patricia says, I love the picture she has been taking. Katie said, what's good about all of this? Making new acquaintances you wouldn't have in regular life. Nice talking to people all the time. Yes, I absolutely love the fact of, thank you, Mike. I absolutely love the fact of how YouTube is and everything all where we can all connect. Like from even across the ocean in other countries. We can connect with people and build a
mm-hmm.
bond and everything. And before we were never able to do that before all this technology.
Well, it's just really kind of amazing. Did I hit the? I wanted to. Oh, I hit the wrong one. I'm trying to find this picture so I can. Here it is.
Carrie quotes in that it's completely fine. She says she loves to coexist and chat with everybody, but she has no desire to create a channel of her own, and that is completely fine. Being like in hindsight, I don't know if I would have known everything that was going to be until I may have thought a little bit more about it before I actually started and actually had a little bit more preparation and more research done. And I should have listened to Becca and did all that before I did this, but I still would have started my channel. I love having my channel. I like I look forward to my weekend so I can do live streams with you guys. I get all excited whenever it's Wednesdays and I can do my evening live stream with all you guys and share my creations because it gives me someone that shares the same passion that I can show
yeah.
it to and everything and or help people. Like I have a coworker that turns out yesterday I found out she's wanting to learn how to make quilts. And she only lives
Cool.
like 10, 15 minutes from me. I'm like, well, girl, whenever you have a chance, whenever you have some free time, let me know. And she's like a couple years older than my youngest or than my oldest son. I'm like,
Look at
whenever you have some spare time, let me know. We'll coordinate it and everything, and you can come over and I can start teaching you.
my sister made that. She
Oh, that is
made this tree.
beautiful.
She cut the wood and stacked it and made it. I
Good
come
morning,
walking in
Cora.
and she said, "Look what I made." And she's still working on getting it decorated. But I mean,
Oh,
I
wow.
I keep pushing her to do her creative endeavors because even with what's happening with the wiring, because that's such an innate gift for her and focus, she comes up with some stuff that's a bomb. I showed you all those
Yes,
clappers the other
definitely.
day that she finally came up with. You know, only been asking her for 2.5 years.
So
I
she
just had.
created those clappers?
Oh yeah, she made this. She made this herself. This was the first one she made.
Oh,
So she's
wow.
working on the design, but that's the first one she made. And then, and you know who pushed her? It was Hetty. I've been asking her for 2.5 years, make a clapper for me. And then Hetty was talking. I was talking to Hetty one day, and she shouted at Deb and said, "Hey, can you make me a clapper?" And she sent some DIY instructions. And guess what? 2 days later, Deb had wood and was working on it. And 4 days later, she showed me this.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Yeah, and Eva said, "Oh, I want one, but I want a 10-inch square." And I said, "Oh, I'd love to have a 10-inch square." So Deb's working on that right now. I'm like, and it's real. I
Plus,
could tell.
it gets her a creative outlet as well. Oh, and Cora, you are so very welcome. She says she received her giveaway gift and everything Tuesday, and she loves it. Let's see. Patricia Browning says, "I live for my weekends to sew. I wake up at 3:30 because I'm so excited to cut fabric."
I love Mitzi's comment. Where else can you meet crazy people at Joanne's parking lot? um, I have met some crazy people at Joanne's. I've got some good friends from Joanne. But
Oh,
um,
too funny.
yeah. Yeah, she made that's what I was trying to say is she just needed the right input to make
Yep.
it.
Hi, Christina. She says this is a wonderful way to be in touch with like-minded people. Happy finding this community late May. Most definitely. Hey, Miss Linda, our cell lady. Joyce Hernandez said she's back. Hey, Lisa Louise. Good morning.
Okay. All right, here we go. I have silver and I have gold.
Oh, wow.
And then I have kind of a holographic silver that picks up, like, can you see like the rainbow
Oh,
color that comes
yes. I
out?
love that type of stuff.
So I'm trying to figure out, do I do my star out of gold like they did? Do I do it out of silver? Cause, or do I
How
do
many
it
are you
out of the
making?
holographic? Oh, at least 2 or 3
Well, if you're doing
right now.
three, then I say if you're doing three of them, then do one of each.
And then see how it looks.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, I'm doing at least 3.
Mike says,
So,
I enjoy all of you. I can be quite polarizing in person. People are scared of me. Dude, I wouldn't be scared of you.
oh, I love my Mikey. Mikey, you're fine. So I'm gonna do this for the blanket,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna do this for the night sky. This is like the background.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
So
Mike
now
goes, shiny.
oh, shiny. Well, you know what? I started making these yo-yo angels a couple years ago, and there was a guy 3 years ago. There was a guy at my Joanne's. His name was Angel, and he looked at me and he says, "When do I get an angel?" And so I realized that he did costumes for cosplay. So I dug out all of the kind of holographic shiny um, fabric I had, and I made a yo-yo angel using it. And I
Aw,
found out that they are so cool, that they are cooler than just using scraps of fabric because they catch the light, especially these holographic ones. So I
which is
started,
really great for angels because it makes it look more angelic.
right. So I started collecting these remnants because I mean, this is a $20 piece and I got it for 3. This
Yes.
is a $20 piece I got for 2. This is a $20 piece I got it for 3.
I
So
love Joanne's remnants. And did you see the haul that Michelle got yesterday from Joanne's of all
oh
their
yeah,
remnants?
she did done good. Did done good.
Yeah, she trying to send me a picture of her buggy before she even checked out. I'm like, I go, is that your buggy? She goes, yeah. I'm like, holy smokies.
If you hit them just right, I, look,
Ah, nummies.
that singer, the 100% ring spun cotton,
Yes,
but they only had 2 for 99
I'm gonna have
cents.
to check mine out because I love that fabric.
Yeah, and the singer is pretty nice, but Joanne's only had 2, and since it was 10, you know, 10 for 10, I grabbed those 2 for a dollar a piece the other day. And hopefully towards spring they'll get some more in because that's cute. Um, some known fabric I'll pass on, but a lot of known fabric they've done a really good job. I was looking. I gotta find something for the guy's head, for baby Jesus's head. Because I don't know. I've got all these fat quarters, and I don't know if I have any that are like peach color. It's like you would think with the number of fat quarters I have.
That always seems to be a color I don't buy very much of either.
Yeah, it's just not a light pink. Ooh, where'd you come from? I found a gnome I didn't have. You guys
Or at
belong
least you
over.
thought you didn't have.
Yeah, you're way down here. You belong over there with the other gnomies, not with the construction group. You're gonna knock this whole stack over. I need to make this stack smaller. Is what I need to do. My big stack. See, they were hiding towards the bottom.
I think I actually have some of that.
Yeah, I think these are more Singer. Oh no, these are fabric editions. But I have a whole section of shelf that's gnome.
Vintage Style by Joe said Joanne Fabrics 10 for 10 sale is her downfall, and she now has a mountain of fat quarters. Girl, same here. Between that and Dollar Tree, I swear I do a lot of fat quarter
Well,
buying.
the thing is too, Hobby Lobby, their fat quarters are $1.49 all the time, and
Yep.
sometimes they put them on sale. But like this is a fat quarter from Hobby Lobby, and it's very soft, very good quality. Um, and I looked it up, and the brother sister studio that made this, and primarily, they bought a design studio, and they hired fabric designers just to do a lot of their fabric, and
Oh
that's why
wow.
brother and sister is pretty cool. I mean, I haven't found any brother sister studio fabric there that was rough or didn't like. I've got watermelon gnomes. You want to see some watermelon gnomes?
Yes.
Here's my watermelon gnomes.
Aw, so adorable.
Yeah, I haven't figured out what to do with them, but I found them on like a deep discount a couple years ago, and so I got a fat quarter set, and there's watermelon. There's a whole different set of watermelon stuff to go with the gnomes, and I like the gnomes so much I bought a piece of yardage. But you do not want to see my stack of fat quarters. Well, my sort of, there are too many fat quarters. Okay, I will give you a peek because it's
Yes.
falling.
Hey, Gladys.
Let me see. I don't know if I can turn this around. Uh-oh, did I hit a button?
You turned off the camera. Okay. Oh, wow.
That's the upper tower.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's the upper tower. And then
Oh, my
there's
goodness. Hey, Frank.
and then
Franco
there's
says, laugh aloud. That is why I don't allow myself to buy fabric unless I have a project planned. It also helps that my stores are at least an hour drive away. That is definitely true.
two stacks here, and then there's three stacks down here at the bottom. The front two are mostly Cafe down here at the bottom. So that's a few, and we won't there. And then this basket down here under here, this little basket down here under.
Oh,
Let
my
me see.
goodness.
That's full.
Girl.
That's full of fat quarters of every. So yeah, I have a fat quarter thing. Well, part of it for me done out is, yeah. See, you can see that tower up. This tower is all fat quarters, and it's leaning again. And then there's probably one, two, three, four, five stacks underneath of it.
I thought I
Um,
had a lot. I had two drawers over here of fat quarters. I thought I had a lot.
well, part of like that basket. A couple years ago, when I went to Walmart, they had all their fat quarters for 10 cents a piece,
So
and their
Auntie,
bundles were 50 cents.
So
So
Auntie Patricia goes, "Wow, Joe, honey, you have a ton more fabric than I have." And Lisa Louise says, "I think you would need an army of sewists to make quilts, Joanna."
oh, I have so much fun in here when I'm looking for stuff. Why do you think that quilt that I put together for my sister um was so eclectic? Because I just kept thinking of things I had stashed around here that I got in different places. But part of that was that Walmart a couple years ago, they had all their fat quarters for a dime and their fat quarter bundles for 50 cents. So take $25 and that's 250 fat quarters. And of all different types, descriptions, whatever. And their yardage was 50 cents a piece. So I've got a stack of yardage down here, and I think I got about 200 fat quarters, and I've used a lot of them for prototypes and projects, and they've all done well, but they multiply. And then I find, I got 3 cape bundles because it was 20 cape fat quarters for $20. So the first time I got one, the second time I got two because I could.
Oh wow.
And so they're
Let's see.
60. I mean, they add
Yeah,
up.
Vintage Style by Joe says you can make a fabric bed and sleep in there.
Well, yeah,
Lisa
but
Louise says she'll just come to you and shop your stash.
yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to shop my stash. Well, I have been blessed because I have found quite a bit on Facebook Marketplace or in clearance or estate sales or um been blessed by people sending me things, and I quit sewing for about 10 years, and I gave everything away, all my quilts, everything except for the bare minimum, because I was done, and I had a crappy machine that was driving me nuts. And my in February, late February 2020, Deb says you need to start sewing again. I would like this, I would like masks and things, and I'm like, really? And so I started over again. So and of course, you know where we were in March of 2020.
Yes.
And so the only resource we had in our town was Joann's because the local quilt shop had been here for 20 some odd years. For 2.5 years, they shut down. And unless you were part of the quilting elite and their chosen customers, you couldn't shop there during the pandemic. So all I had was Joann's, and our Joann's was very very
Thank you, Ed.
tight. Joe says,
Thank
Mike,
you,
someone
Auntie
has missed.
Patty. She says, Auntie Patty says, people hit that thumbs up button.
Patricia says, I'm Auntie Patricia, your pea green for my fat quarter. Well, I won't tell you that there's another box and bin in my spare room that I have to go to fat quarters. Um, yeah, I need to. So basically, I was looking and looking for what I could afford for fabric and fabric just to use, because Joann's wasn't getting very much from the warehouse. They kept saying the damn demic anyway. And all of this bloomed from that, and I've been very blessed from a lot of different sources. But then after about 2 years ago, I started finding what I liked. I started finding my style, the the designs that I liked. And so
Uh-huh.
so there's a bunch of stuff in here that I will use, but if I were looking at it today, I'd walk by
Vintage Style by Joe, I think, is freaking out right now. She goes, a spare room of fat quarters?
it. No, Okay, okay. We have a spare room that we keep things, and I have just one of those Rubbermaid totes like this with fat quarters in it, and just a small box like this with fat quarters in it that I have to go through. And I only have about 8 bins in there of fake fur, um, faux fur, faux leather, PU, upholstery, 3 bins of Christmas, that kind of thing. And it will be sorted and put in here eventually. I have a bin full of this in all different colors in there because it was more convenient, and Deb was supposed to help me do different things in here. And it hasn't happened yet, but it will happen. But it's
Oh,
just a small
definitely.
section. It's just a small section of the spare room. And I took, you can ask Debbie, I took probably about 30 or 40 fat quarters with me from that Walmart run to the 3 of them.
Bye, Mona. Get some rest, sweetheart. She says she's got to go and lay down, guys.
All right, Mona, you take care. Hang on. I think my dog's eating something they shouldn't.
Okie
What
dokie.
did you steal? Okay. What did you
So
steal?
now I got one of the side panels done, and this is how the pocket is going to look, guys.
You didn't
For the
steal
opening would be
anything.
over here for the pocket,
Okay.
and this is the front of it where the zipper would be. So I'm leaving the pocket as a solid black, like a place to rest the eye and help blend in with the fabric. Then we got the two sides of the hood that are quilted, and then the back panel, and I'm about to quilt one of the sleeves. See, when my kids were small, I started a fabric collection, but it ended up getting ruined or lost in moves before I could use it. Now I just buy when I need it. And that was Carrie Quilt. And then Laura Sepp says, I have fabric in my sewing room, but also some stored in other extra bedroom. And that was Laura Sapp. And then Vintage Style by Joe says, Frank got scared for a minute there.
Well, that's the thing is well, I'm also a pack rat. I get that genetically, very honestly. My father and my grandmother were pack rats, and there may be a need for it. Um, but what I'm saying is, so now and so now I'm more selective about what I get. In the past year, I really haven't bought a ton of fabric. I will go for my remnants. Like the other day, I spent $3 and got 2 yards, 2 and 2/3 yard for $3. Um,
Thank you,
because
Mitzi.
remnant
She says the jacket is looking good.
jacket's looking beautiful because the remnants are 75% off right now at Joann's for another couple
Mm.
weeks.
Oh,
75% off
wow.
the sale price. They do that twice a year for about 6 weeks. They bump it up to 75% off. So if you find something, then you can get some really good. And that's how I end up with some of this was a lot of people don't realize that they put up to a yard of fabric in the remnant bin, and it's 50% off the sale price, not the price on the ticket. And then twice a year for for about 6 weeks, they do it 75% off the sale price. So, um, and it changes every day. Their remnant bin and what they have available, it depends on the day and who's gotten there first. And their flannel, their utility, their PU, their faux fur, it can be up to a yard and a half in the remnant bin.
Oh,
So fabric,
wow.
yes, so fabric is up to a yard, but all the rest is up to a yard and a half. So I have gotten a ton of flannel that's a yard and a half, which is perfect for like quilts or because that's almost 5 feet.
Definitely, yeah, and it would make great like throw blankets and everything.
Hmm. And a lot of times I don't even have a chance to sew an edge on it because my dogs need a new blanket, and because I paid $2 for a $25 piece of flannel, I can give it to them, and they have a new blanket there, you know.
Definitely. Gotta
And
take care
so
of the fur babies.
well, yeah, and sometimes it's out of like emergency necessity because they've decided to take a place in the fabric. They found a pile of fabric and they decided to lay on it or something, and I have to cover it real quick. So I grab a spare blanket, and if they ruin it, I haven't I haven't lost a ton.
No, and
You
technically
know?
it would never be a losing because of the fact that it's for the babies.
Yep. Yep. But that's how I've kept my babies in blankets for
Oh
four
my gosh.
years.
Frank says he has 14 sewing machines as well.
Well, you have me beat there. I only have one, two, four,
Yeah, I have two sewing machines and a serger. Well,
and a
technically
serger.
three if you count my grandmother's.
Um, I have my featherweight. I have my 1901 hand crank. I have my original. That kind of saved my life during the pandemic little bit. And then I have the one God gave me, Phoenix, last March
Oh,
over here.
Michelle says they have changed the way they do their online orders now. So orders go to the stores. So there would be more remnants in there now.
Yeah. Well, they've also started putting out like mini charm packs. I stumbled about a month ago. I stumbled on some Christmas mini charm packs, and I paid 2.25 for 42 squares, and it was Singer 100% brushed cotton. And I'm like, real? And I talked to the manager, and she says, well, it must have been a special order somebody dropped off. And then they showed up with two other kinds a week ago. And I snapped them up because they were 50% off all pre-cuts. So I got them for 249. And there's a ton that I can do with those. And then when I went in there this last time, they had a bunch more of the Christmas ones. And they were 50% off. I didn't get any because I had already gotten some. But they only have three kinds. They have a variety.
Uh
They have a
huh.
dog, and they have a Christmas right now. Four vintage singers. Frank's got a 24, a 36, a 49, and a 61.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have a
That is
1901.
so cool, Frank.
I have a 1901 hand crank singer. I have a featherweight that was born in July of 46, commissioned in July of 46, and my crappy serger that's not working right now, which makes me mad. Little bit my workhorse baby lock, and then my star. Don't let anybody else know, but my little star Phoenix over here. I love my singers, but Phoenix, she is just the queen, and she's something I never thought I would ever have.
Oh, I believe it.
And she's a diva. She
See,
is the
Michelle
most.
says I probably need to do a video on my Joanne haul and get it uploaded to my channel. I've had too much going on and lack of sleep to keep my channel up. Girl, I hear it. You kind of are a busy girl and everything, especially during the school year.
Mm-hmm. Uh, See, so now I got my squares cut for the star,
Awesome.
and then I just rolled them back up so I can throw them back in the bin, and then I'll take this purple fat quarter and cut three blank. So what they have you do is they have you cut it out in a larger piece, and then they'll have you put your ultra bond, your heat and bond on it, and then they'll have you cut it out from there, and that way it's less messy.
Oh, definitely. Frank says his 1924 turned 100 in September and works great. That is so cool, Frank.
It is cool. It is cool. And that's the thing too, is you end up getting these odd hobbies on top of your sewing hobby, like collecting fabric or sewing machine, or you get a thread habit.
Or my weird, crazy one of painting 3D items that my husband and son make.
Yeah, there you go. You know, I help my sister with her woodworking stuff. I've done a lot of woodworking. Did 3 years of drafting, architectural drafting, but it's not my thing. It's her thing. I got enough on my plate. I
Oh,
mean,
I hear you there.
I did a couple diamond dot. I had gotten a couple diamond dot things that were 90% off of after Christmas a couple years ago, just to see what it
Yes.
was like. And I can see why people do it because it's kind of rhythmic and you just, but I don't think I could do one with 3,000 dots on it.
I started doing diamond dots way before I ever started sewing. And then the moment I got into the sewing, I was like, I don't need the diamond dots. I'm good.
Well, they had gift tags and they had a couple greeting cards and they were real cheap because they were selling them off. And I thought, oh, I like the gift tags and I like the greeting cards. It would give me a chance just to kind of see what it's like. So I grabbed those up. Will I become? Will I get jump on the band? No, because I don't think I could do a. I love doing puzzles, but I don't think I could sit there and diamond art. I can see how people do, but I don't think I could sit there and diamond art a big, one of those big things that's, 5,000. I can see
Yep.
how, yeah, no. For me, it just would be like, all right, nope, I'm done. Okay. So this is the background. So where's the wood? So I have to find something for the head, and then I have that. Oh, but I did get, where did I stick it? You would like this. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Are you sitting in my lap? You're just laying in my way. Can I go through here? Are you gonna move after I go through here?
You know they
That's
only
it.
move whenever you're out of the way.
And that's the bass hole. And she was being a bass hole. I did get these for 70% off.
Oh, it's so cute.
And they're double sided. They're acrylic double sided if you want to.
That is adorable.
And I thought, that's just too cute. That's about the size that I can do as a palette cleanser. There's 6 of them. And when I opened it up, it says decorations can be dotted on both sides. I would not pay the price that they originally had on this, but
Scared to even ask what that price was.
they wanted $29.99 for this little kit because it says it's the original diamond dot.
Oh my goodness gracious, that is crazy.
Yeah, I.
And no thank yous.
Yeah,
Thank you, but
and
no thank you.
but when it came down to $8, it's like, yeah, I'll do $8 for that fun. Because it does have the trays and cheap styluses and the wax, and it has 3,200 plus dots in 10 colors. So it is a complete kit.
Mike
There's
says I have craft ADHD too.
I would try different things, and some things stick, some things don't. I'm taking a Frito break. Um, like this lady gave me the batting to do some jelly roll rugs, the 2.5 inch batting to do some jelly roll rugs. So I got one of these when it was
Yep.
on sale because I've seen a bunch of people use them, and they say it
Yeah.
works because you just put the fabric, you lay the batting on the 2.5 inch strip, and you put it right through here, and you can sew, so you don't have to do all the ironing.
Well, you definitely need to try and keep us posted on how that works out for you.
But I waited for it to go on sale. Do you want to go out the door onto the porch so I can walk through here? Because you're laying in the most narrow part. You 35-pound piece of. You're not small. At least you're not the biggest one. I was going over here to look for
Oh, the
something.
puppy.
Yeah, that's we have 2 bassets. Unfortunately, the last basset we got is a petite. She was not listed as a petite basset, but she's a petite. So at 2 years old, 2.5 years old, she's fully grown. So she won't get much more than 35 pounds, which makes me very happy because our other basset is 60 pounds. And he's low and slow, but talk about big and slobbery and wonderful. He's not as slobbery as our first basset that stayed with us for 16 years, but
Oh,
he
wow. Hey,
he does.
Kathy's Quilted
Okay, so
and
like
Crash. How
this
you doing,
piece,
honey?
so like this piece, this was three
Oh,
quarter.
that's pretty.
This was 7/8 of a yard for 87 cents.
Oh my
And
goodness, that is beautiful.
because it's metallic, it's their more expensive Christmas fabric. And I don't need any more
Yes.
Christmas fabric, but I love the metallic. This was $1 for a yard, and it's the 100% cotton super snuggle.
Mike says the shimmy shiny ones. You can just send that right to him.
And this was $1, and it was super snug. It's super
Oh,
snuggle, and I love the walruses. So I do make hats, like little winter beanie hats.
yes.
And so that will probably become a beanie hat with the walruses. This is a yard. This was 90 cents.
Oh, that is so pretty. I love the butterflies.
And I thought I liked the watercolor. I do not know why I have this, but for some reason somebody will, maybe one of my nieces will do the unicorn and rainbows.
Oh, that is adorable.
But this is a Hobby Lobby, and it was $1.50 for almost a yard. And I thought, somebody needs that. I got this because it had leopard trees,
Ooh, I love the all the
the
plaid and everything.
it
Very,
had the
it's very
it,
country-ish.
come here. I can't lift you, have something on my lap because I only have one leg to hold it and not have everything fall, you little turd.
Hey, Miss Nancy. Guess who Nancy is here?
Yeah, it has all kinds of different unique trees, but it was the leopard tree that caught me. And then this was 50% off, and I fell in love with the basset wherever he is. Oh, here he is. See this
It's
basset
funny. I'm
here?
sitting here. It's funny. I'm sitting here trying to sew a straight line while looking at you. I keep looking going back and forth.
um, but see, I have a thing
Super
about
cute.
now. See
Aww.
this style. I can almost bet you that Connie Haley had something to do with this print because this is her style. The kind of watercolor, eclectic colors together.
Yes.
Um, this is an Alexander Henry that was already out of print.
Ooh, that's pretty.
and it was on sale for $5 a yard.
Yeah, weren't you the one
Um,
that was
so
posting in the group that about doing the hot air balloon?
travel quilt. Yeah,
Yes.
it's in a bag over here. It'll get finished. And
Oh,
then this,
okay.
I thought these would be bigger,
Oh,
and I was gonna do like postcards with them because they were supposed to be like 3.5 by 3.5, but they're smaller, so I'm gonna have
oh, you
to
actually
come
still
up with
could
a
just have to
different.
do like a
Yeah,
border fabric around it, but that'd be
yeah, but
super cute.
aren't these kind of really cool with
Yes.
the winter
Now, see, I
people?
could actually see that fussy cut it out and then try and
Yep,
create like a postcard for it.
yep. That's why I got it. It has stockings and it has fancy bottles, wine bottles on the bottom, present stocking, present, and then it has different kinds of like beers here, ugly sweaters. I mean, it's a great border print.
Oh well, Miss Nancy, yes, I did. I received it. I received your email and I already responded to it this morning, love.
And you want to know who did this? My favorite designer of all, Dan Morris. If
Actually,
I
I
had to
need to
pick
check
one
something.
designer, it would be Dan Morris. He is one of my biggest weaknesses because of his design and the way he designs. Oh, hang on a minute. Yes, I was working on a travel quilt, and Deb said to make it simple. Slap a piece of fabric on a piece of batting on a piece of flannel. And I thought, well, I want to make it special. So I spent most of Monday designing. I'm going to have to turn my phone down. Somebody taught me this trick. Let's see if this works. So I spent Monday designing this
Oh
because
wow,
it
that
was
is
for travel.
beautiful. Yeah, I
And
remember seeing you posting something about it in the group chat over at the
this is,
Renegades.
these three fabrics are vintage from the 90s. These
Oh
middle
wow.
balloon fabrics. And then there's
Yes.
the one from Alexander Henry. And then we took a Volkswagen cross country in 86 that was a microbus. So I put the microbuses in there and I thought instead of plain strips, I would put the license plates in there and then I just have to fill in the gaps. Well, I kind of got a meh response from her on it, and she kept saying she liked the middle fabric the best, the places you will go, and that I
Yes.
should have kept it simple. So I put this together for her, and I'm sitting here still thinking of how I can get this quilted today, and I think I'm just gonna do straight line. So I did this. I did what she asked. I cut it to size, and I put a super snuggle on the back that wasn't white, and I basted it. Yes, I got the basting mostly on there yesterday. And I got to stitch it up this afternoon. And when I was putting the basting on, Deb said, "What is that?" And I said, "Well, that's your travel quilt, just like you asked for it." And she says, "But I like the other one better. What happened to the other one?" And I said, "It's file 13." She says, "No." I said, "No, it's in a bag over here." And she says, "Oh." And I said, "Well, you told me it was Mia the other night." And the only thing you liked was the blue middle square. I said, "You're killing me, child." I'm like, what do you want? So I knew I didn't have enough time with doctor's appointments and getting her Medicare to get it pieced together. But it's in a bag over here, and all I have to do is those two sections.
And
Um,
it'll get done when it's ready, so.
it will. It will. It's like I said, I'm just missing those two wider pieces for the middle side, whatever I'm going to put in there, and then two strips to fill in the blank, and then I'm going to put probably navy blue, a small navy blue sashing around it because both Auntie Patricia and I think it was Zaza said that navy, or Giovanna, I think it was Giovanna and Auntie Patricia said use navy blue and not black. for the outside sashing, and then I'm going to bind it
Hey,
um,
Lorraine.
with
She
something
said,
because
Lorraine Young says, Joanna, what is file 13?
the trash can. It is government speak for the trash can or the dumpster. I was just really disappointed with her response because she didn't come in and go, "Oh, you worked really hard on that for me. Oh, I'm real excited." She just looked at it and was like, and I said, "Well, I'm thinking about cutting the center square an inch smaller so everything." No, that's my favorite part. And then she's like, "Meh, meh, meh. How about this idea? Yeah. How about this for the binding? Yeah. How about this for the backing? It's white. It's white. It'll get dirty." And I'm like, "I got a wash machine." So I got really like, I know it wasn't personal and it was probably where her brain was that day, but I was like, "Okay, you want to be Mia? Then I'll be Mia and just put it aside and do what you keep wanting."
Hey, Andrea. She said, howdy, everyone. Sorry I'm late. I was sewing and lost track of time. No worries, love. So
So,
I got a little secretive project, and Mama Cindy, if you are listening, I'm gonna need you to turn this off because I do not want you hearing the surprise. So
put your fingers in your ears.
yes, la 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 la, Mama, because so over on Mama Debbie's channel the other night and everything and all, she announced a little thing that everybody wants to do for my mother because my mom has been diagnosed with liver cancer. So far it seems like it's at early stages, but we got to do a biopsy to find out whether it is just the liver cells that are being affected or if it is the bile cells as well. So that way they know what treatment plan to go with. So Mama Debbie has started up a thing as well as the Renegades of everyone asking to send me a 5-inch square, use a Sharpie and sign your name on it or write your name on it as like a little prayer square. And then when I receive this, you can just use a Sharpie and then set the ink with a hot iron, put like a piece of cloth over it, like some type of tissue or cloth or towel or something like that over to make sure it doesn't get on your iron, just be on the safe side, and then set it with the iron for a few seconds. Nice hot iron, and that way there it sets the ink so it won't run and all. And then ship me the 5-inch square. You could just put it in a normal envelope with normal postage and everything to ship out to the mail. And um, and then when I receive these, I'm gonna put them all together. I don't care what fabric you use. I don't care what color of ink you use. I just wanted something special for my mama, from all of us quilters and everything and all, from my mom during all this troubling time for her and all, because it's gonna be a long process for her.
Yeah,
And that way
yeah,
there, I'm going to create her a prayer quilt. I'm going to put them all together. No rhyme or reason. I don't care what the fabric is. It's going to be super scrappy, guys. And Mike, can you do exclamation my mail into the chat? That would give everybody my email address. So when you email me, I would give you my mailing address. So that way there, if you would like to have a prayer square in there for my mom, then I'll give you my address so it can be included into the prayer quilt for my mother. I'm going to put it all together, quilt it, bind it, and everything, and give it to her.
I
So
think
that way
that's
there's,
awesome.
yeah. So, and Mama, if you're listening, you better have closed your ears.
I told you to hold your nose and close your ears.
Don't hold your nose. You need to breathe.
Yeah, it's
Joyce,
going to
it
be a
does not matter
marathon,
upon the
Mama
color as
Sprint.
long as it's a 5-inch square. That's all I'm asking. It can be a quilted square. Not quilted, but it can be a patchwork square. It can be a FPP square. It could be, all I'm asking is 5-inch square. I don't care what you do. It could be just a plain piece of 5-inch square fabric, whatever you want to do. All I'm asking is that you put your name on it. You can embroider it. You can write it in with a Sharpie, whatever you want to do. And that way there, I can put it all together. I'm just going to probably connect them all with sashing. Unless I get a large abundance of them, then I'll just put them all together and just patchwork squares. And so this is going to be the fabric for the sleeves.
Nice.
So in comparison, let me see here.
Keep dropping things.
So this, so see, this fabric here has some of that teal in it, like on her makeup and all, as well as some areas that has the flowers. And that way there, the teal trying to help really bring that out. And so this is going to be the sleeves, and everything else is this fabric.
That's kind of cool.
And like a nice little thing for my husband, so that way they're nice gift for him. And then my youngest one, I'm going to make him pajama pants out of Mario Brother fabric that I have.
Ooh.
And not going to be able to have time to do it on a live stream to show everybody, but I will show it to I'll record like a little video showing everyone when it's done, so that way they're. Good morning, Susan, you're out. How are you doing, love? Okay, so about another 12 more minutes and we will be ending this here, because at that point it'll be 11:30. We'd been live for an hour and a half at that point. So
Well, I've had fun. I hope you guys have had fun. Kind of
oh,
meandering and wandering.
I've definitely had fun. I love hanging out with you and everything, especially since we're fellow Nomi sisters.
Yes. Okay, here's a question. I was going to use this with the little gold flakies in it for the cradle.
Aww.
So this would be the cradle part. Let me find my camera. And then they have a top part of the cradle that goes right here, like
Oh, that'd
this.
be so pretty.
So do I use the same color and do both of them with this, or do I put this for the top?
I say that for the top, so that way there's a little bit of differentiation in there.
Right. Well, see, that's what I thought, because she
Plus, that way
used.
there'll be some shadowing, so the bottom part, if you do it the darker brown, it would look like more shadowing on it.
That's what I thought, because she just used like the same kind of wood and put it together. So,
Yes. Yeah, Kathy
um,
Quotes and Craft says, I made my daughter a Mario Brothers quilt a few years ago. It turned out awesome. Yeah, I was going to do that, and I decided to make him pajama pants, because I'm like, I've already made him a quilt, and I want to make a larger quilt for him and his girlfriend since they live together. One that can go on their bed and everything, but I'm like, I didn't have time to do that this year, so I figured a quick little homemade gift for them this year would be pajama pants. So I'm gonna do a pair for him and then a pair for her. I already found out her size from my son, so it's so funny because I contacted her to find out his sizes, and then I contacted him to find out her sizes.
that's pretty funny. What do I do for the head? Don't you hate it when you've got just about everything you need,
You
but you
always have
don't?
that one little thing that is always missing.
Yeah, that you're like scratching your head about, and it's like you
Okay,
just kind of want to get it done.
yeah, Miss Nancy said. Miss Nancy, guess who Nancy says? No, that is hay on the top portion.
Yes, you're right, Miss Nancy. I just realized that and was pulling out. I was pulling this out, thinking this would make good hay. You saved me, yeah, because I went back to double look at the picture, and I would have been like not happy with myself. Thank you very much. I had just looked at the picture and thought, wait a minute, that's not two different pieces of the crush.
Yup, she said that is hay with baby Jesus. And then Auntie Patricia says pants for him and a top for her. I could do a top for her because me and her wear the same size shirt, so I could actually just use one of my shirts as a template.
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
And that would be quick and easy to do.
Oh no, oh no.
Uh-oh, what's up? What's
Why do
wrong?
you, it's always on the bottom and it's falling. I thought maybe I found a couple pieces of fabric that might work for the head, but they're on the bottom of this stack, and I didn't feel like taking the stack apart in pieces, so I have crashed this stack.
Uh-oh.
It's all right. I have crashed this stack before. I will crash it again. Come on out of
So
there.
Laura Sup says, Susan, I'm still waiting for insurance approval and scheduling to call. I'm praying it would be before Christmas, but I'm losing hope. It'll probably be after Christmas for surgery. Girl, unfortunately, it is most likely going to be after surgery if you're having any sort of luck like my mom is for her biopsy. They are waiting for approval through her insurance as well as her cardiologist to approve for her to go off of her Plavix that she needs to go off of for the biopsy.
Yeah, yeah,
You
because
okay
she
over
has to
there?
be off of that Plavix for at least a week, if not two, to get it out of her system.
Well, they were wanting her off of it for her not to take it for 5 days.
Yeah, well, about a
And
week
the
or
only
two.
problem is
Yeah.
the fact that she just had those heart stents done, like 4 or 5 heart stents done up and everything a few months ago. So it's like very dangerous for her to be off of it at all.
Mm-hmm.
For her to
Yeah.
even miss like one day, and they're wanting her to miss 5 days. But I mean, it's for them to be able to find out what type of cancer it is,
That's what
so that way
delayed
they
my
can
hip
treat it before
surgery.
it progresses too far.
That's what delayed my hip surgery was I had a stent put in for my gut, and I had been on Plavix for 5 weeks, and they recommended so many, and so they said I would have to wait another month, and they couldn't schedule for 2 months, so they pushed it back another 2 months, and I'd already waited 3 years. I was 1 week from doing my hip surgery, and they moved everything around. I forgot I got sriracha, and I have a sister who loves sriracha. So that's my Christmas present. She will get a sriracha bowl koozie. She
Oh,
carries sriracha in her purse. My
I am
sister-in-law,
surprised my husband does not carry a bottle of hot sauce in his truck.
she carries a small bottle of this stuff in her purse.
Laura, thank you so much. She says, I'm praying for your mom. Waiting is so difficult. Girl, it is. I waited 6 months before I was able to get my back surgery and everything and all. And that was from the time I got like completely immobile to the time they actually did my surgery. It's like I knew I needed the surgery, but I had, for insurance purposes, I had to jump through all these hoops.
Do you
I was
you
so
want to?
excited when it was over.
You know what? The stimulator, the thing I charge in my butt. The hospital
I
charged
crack
my
up every
ins
time Mama Debbie says that you got to charge your butt.
your butt. I get a charge out of my butt. Um, they charged my insurance $80,448 and change. And that wasn't the surgeon fee. That wasn't the anesthesiology fee. So yeah, that's cray cray.
Yeah.
80,000. Okay, so look, I found these two. Of course, they had to be on the bottom, and then I had to this one for the head or this one.
So the one in the back for the head and the one in the front, I think would be perfect for the hay.
Oh, this one for the hay.
Yeah, it's got that texture to it. So
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking of this like this
the
yellow
yellow
brown.
seems too,
Right.
to me, that yellow comes off as too bright
Okay, so
for
this
hay, where hay is more of like
this
a
is the head.
straw like.
Right. So this would be more straw like. Uh,
Yeah.
that works. At least I found something for the head. But I mean, literally that large stack. It was like this far from the bottom. And I was being lazy and did not want to unstack sections of it to get down to the bottom, and I just made a mess. Is what I did,
That's
which
okay.
is
It gives you more time to sit there and hang out and play fun in the fabric later.
oh yeah, yeah, it's
And
noon.
Auntie Patricia and guess who, Nancy, both agree that the yellow is too bright, that texture one would
Mm,
be much better for the straw.
or, well, I don't know. Maybe that's too orangey because I also have this that has like
Yeah,
a
that's more of a rust color.
Okay, too orangey. Yeah, we play with colors in this room a lot, and then we go, nah. Then we rearrange the piles, and then go, yeah. Okay, so we'll go with that for the hay. Yeah, I was thinking of something more gold, but that does have a nice cross hatch to it for the
Yes.
hay.
Yeah, it would give
I
it a lot more of a texture look to the hay, which hay is very texture when you have a pile of it.
yeah, and depending on which kind of hay, I mean, wheat hay is actually really brown.
True. And it depends
Okay,
upon whether it's been sitting out in the weather so much or how long it's been sitting there
uh,
for. And
got chickens. Yeah, look. Yeah, I'm glad you can't see these stacks that are kind of over here, like
when it,
wobbling that I'm moving around.
so do you have like a so do you have like a schedule for your live streams or your videos, or are you just going live and doing videos whenever you get the opportunity to?
I go whenever I have the opportunity. Because it's just because life is so unpredictable. And okay, I wanted to
It
check
is.
one.
Figuring out
You
a
know,
schedule and sticking with it is very difficult, which is
well,
the reason why I always do 10 in the morning on the weekends because my family is just getting up and moving around at that point.
now there's this that's more of a gold and it has that texture in it than the
I,
orangey.
yeah, I
So
like that one better because that's more of like a natural tone. Where this
this
here
one,
is, I still like, no, the other one.
this one. Okay, we're going with this
Yeah.
one. I had to straighten the stack anyway. See, look, the stack was that's half the stack. Well, a little over half the stack. It was leaning bad, so I had to fix it. And I saw this, so it's bad
So
when you
I
have.
will be So
I
we are going to get ready to head on out of here. I
yes,
will be
ma'am.
back tomorrow and we will be putting this all together. I'll have my serger up on my table and with my other camera so you guys can actually see me putting this together and I'll explain the steps as I go.
That'll be awesome. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh,
Oh,
you are very welcome. And anytime you want to come on and hang out with me and everything, just let me know. As long as I
okay.
know at least a few days in advance, I can be able to set up the live stream in here.
Yeah, I mean that's easy enough for me to look at my schedule and go, okay, and then put up notes and go, okay, I'm not available at this time. Um, I can do that
Oh,
because I've
definitely.
really enjoyed it. The
Yeah,
mermaid's
it's
over here trying to swim away.
It is always fun to sit here and have someone to talk with instead of being by yourself trying to figure out what to say.
Yeah, and normally I would be closer to completing a project, but I have so much on my plate, and I lost another 5 hours yesterday because of Deb's Medicare Part D took much longer than planned. But I got this almost cut out, and I found something for his head.
Yes. See, you got stuff accomplished that you did
I
not have
did,
done beforehand.
I
So Mitzi
did.
says my sister had to wait a really long time for her liver biopsy before she started chemo. We were very frustrated. We wanted to.
It's there's a systemic injustice in the American medical system, but there's also one in the European Canadian one. Neither system is perfect. In fact, both probably you should take the best from both and meld them together, and you'd have a very good system.
So for
But
So for
but
all
it,
of my members, yes, Mike, this weekend,
that's all
tomorrow
right.
is our membership Zoom meeting. It will go from 12 p.m. and Eastern time until 5 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow morning before I go live, I will post the link and everything over into my community tab, my Facebook Messenger group of my Quasar and Peeps, as well as the Facebook page of my Quasar and Peeps for all of my members. So you'll have it in 3 different locations. And that will be posted before I go live tomorrow. So that way there at noon, it'll already be open. You guys will be able to come in and hang out. We'll play together for like 5 hours tomorrow, peeps. And anybody that would like to join, just hit that join button and then send me an email once you hit that join button and everything all. And that way there, I can get you guys all set up in the Facebook group. You do not have to
Well,
be part of the Facebook group. You don't want to because they can be chatty at times, which is I love. So, because I love seeing everything that people show me.
I hope and pray that your mom gets through the red tape and gets it figured out. because that's a delicate balance. It's
Yeah,
hard when you have
she's got multiple specialist office right now that are
right.
talking. They just got to coordinate everything to make sure that they don't like piss off her heart issues
Yeah,
while trying to fix her liver issues.
right. And see, that's and getting two specialists to not only talk but not be pissing on their own trees, marking their territory. Sometimes is a miracle from God. I'm just going to say it because surgeons, specialists can be a whole new breed, and one is like, no, I got this. This is my territory. And the other's like, no, no, no. So
Oh
I'm praying
wow.
that they
So
get along and they get it figured out.
oh yeah, they will. They're all on the same board together, so that getting that taken care of
Well,
would be
that's
no issue and
helpful.
everything. They just got to coordinate to figure out what's going to be the best plan of and everything, and then get it approved by
Yeah.
the insurance. So, but
Well, insurance, that's a whole
your heart,
nother thing.
Jordy, my heart goes out to you, and I'm sending tons of prayers for your niece. She said my niece is going through chemo treatment now for liver
Uh,
cancer, and she just completed radiation and chemo for breast cancer. Oh my gosh, girl!
I'll
I
be
am sending
praying.
tons of hugs and prayers to you and your niece, sweetheart, and your family.
Yes.
I am so
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm
My
sorry
mom
to
is
hear that.
yeah, my mom's had breast cancer twice, and so now she's got the liver cancer. So I'm like, oh gosh,
Yeah, that's just it's tough. I
it
just did
is.
radiation for my OA, which is like less than 5% of what you would get for cancer, but it gave me a whole education and new appreciation for what people go through when they're doing that. It's 6 treatments. It really did help my OA, something that they've been doing in Europe for 10 or 12 years. And all of a sudden we go, oh, it's working. Let's try it. But it took me into a whole new world. Going in there and getting the molds from my hands and going through the whole process, just gave me a whole glimpse into a world, what part of the medical community that I hadn't really fully entered in, and I had heard, but I learned a
Yeah.
lot in that experience. But
Oh,
I love you
definitely.
guys, and I
Yes.
appreciate it.
So, yep. So, and so tomorrow I'll be on here. Yay! So good. You got that all figured out and everything. We were able to help you. So
Yes.
tomorrow I'll be working on putting this together and I'll walk you guys through the steps I'm going to do. I'll just do it one half and then that way there you guys can see it and then I'll be doing it the other half or whatever I'm able to get done tomorrow. I figure about an hour and a half tomorrow. So
There
from
you
like
go.
10 to about 11:30.
And I
And
figure
then
this will
Wednesday.
be my starry night for the background.
So as far as this coming Wednesday night's live stream, I need to talk to my husband and son because that is Christmas Day, and I don't know if they're going to be okay with me doing my normal live stream on Christmas Day or not. If not, then I'll do it Tuesday evening instead
Yeah. Yeah.
for Christmas Eve evening. So I figure I'm going to leave that up to them on what they want since they are my family and family first, especially
Mm-hmm.
on Christmas Day. And especially since my mom and dad and my other son and his girlfriend are all coming over. So it'll probably be Christmas Eve that I do my live stream this coming week. And then, so yeah, I love your Santa hat with the antlers. That is so adorable. So,
You guys.
and then don't forget I got my membership Zoom meeting tomorrow from 12 to 5. And then in 2 weeks from today is my big sale on my channel for my January sale, first Saturday of the month. So go ahead, some fun stuff. So come back, hang out. And then I got a few 3D printed items to show you guys tomorrow too, whenever I come on live. So, but everybody, thank you so much, Joanna. Thank you for coming and hanging out with
You're very
me.
much welcome. Thank you. It's a
You're
good
welcome.
birthday week. Start to the birthday weekend. So there you go.
Awesome sauce. Happy
Birthday's
birthday.
Monday, so yeah, I kind of make up birthdays as I go because they're so close to Christmas.
Yeah, I could also do that, Joy, or just try and do an extra special video for that day for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I might just do that. Just relax and take the holiday off and just give you guys
Yeah.
an extra special video.
Well, you know what we think about family. You got to take
Oh,
care of your
definitely.
family. Unless you need bail money. And so then you come on live so you can calm down a little bit and go back to them because you just kind of needed a break.
True. But everybody have a wonderful, beautiful day. If you get out and
Yeah.
about,
Have a Merry
make sure you
Christmas.
smile because you never know whose day you can change with a simple gesture of a smile that costs you absolutely nothing. And
Love
I
you
would
guys.
talk. Bye.